This podcast is sponsored by the Fargo-Moorhead West Fargo Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is a catalyst for growth and prosperity and is here to protect and promote business, inspire innovation, cultivate communities, and influence action. Learn more at fmwfchamber.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Inforum Business Beat podcast. I'm your host, Thomas Evanella. Let's get caught up on the latest business news. We'll start things off this week with another installment in Tammy Swift's Kid Bosses series. Katja Engebretson is a 17-year-old who has launched her own cookie decorating business from her family's North Fargo home. Named KJ Makes, the business began because Katja wanted to buy an African pygmy hedgehog as a pet. With her hedgehog at her side, the business is still, quote, in the startup phase, Katja said, but sales have been solid thus far. While she is still pursuing a career as a 911 operator, Katja says she has no plans to hang up the piping bag anytime soon. A 45,000 square foot water park is on tap for Fargo. West Fargo's Epic Companies revealed renderings of the new water park Wednesday, July 25th. Named The Wave by Epic, the water park will feature a zero-depth splash pad for young visitors, a play station, activity pools, slides, a lazy river, and more. Attached will be a hotel with 125 rooms and a 5-story parking garage, water park and hotel director Eric Goulst said. The Wave isn't expected to open until the fall of 2024, though Goulst expects it will be a regional attraction once it does open. Carrie Lorenz is set to headline the Women Connect celebration from 3 to 5 p.m. Tuesday, September 27th at the Delta by Marriott. Lorenz is an author and speaker best known for being the first female F-14 Tomcat pilot. The celebration is hosted by the Fargo-Moorhead West Fargo Chamber of Commerce. As a U.S. Navy pilot, Lorenz is, quote, uniquely qualified in the fundamentals of winning under pressure, reducing errors, and overcoming obstacles, a press release from the chamber read. The unemployment rate in Minnesota reached an all-time low in June. The 1.8% unemployment rate in the land of 10,000 lakes was the nation's lowest in the past month. Department of Employment and Economic Development Commissioner Steve Grove said he hears from employers on a daily basis about the, quote, bafflingly low unemployment rate in the state. Employers have taken to increasing wages and benefits to attract workers. The end result is that it's a, quote, workers' economy in Minnesota, Grove told NPR News. Across the Red River, North Dakota's unemployment rate stood at 2.6% for the month of June. It was the 9th lowest figure in the country. Fargo apartment hunters now have a new option in downtown. The Kilbourne Group's Kessler building opened to tenants at the beginning of July. Thus far, roughly 40 of the 109 units have been leased, property manager Kelly Emerson told the Forum. The building offers 18 studios, 28 alcoves, 25 one-bedroom units, 33 two-bedroom units, and 5 three-bedroom units. Each unit has its own washer and dryer. The building also comes with 2 levels of heated parking. A bottle barn is being fitted up in one of the 5 ground-level retail spaces as well. Employees of American Crystal Sugar turned down a 4-year agreement that would have seen wages rise 17% over the term of the deal. John Risky, president of the union which represents American Crystal Sugar employees in Moorhead, East Grand Forks, and Drayton, North Dakota, confirmed the no vote to Ag Week reporter Mikkel Pates Wednesday, July 27th. Lisa Borgen, the company's vice president of administration, said she was, quote, disappointed and kind of surprised by the outcome. Borgen said the contract would have set the minimum wage at the company to $20.60 per hour, while the average worker would have made $27.68 per hour. Risky added that no vote to strike is currently planned. 2 West Fargo math teachers recently joined forces on a unique summer job. Mark Adamson and Keith Urlacher are the duo behind Bee Fresh Bins, a business that buzzes around the metro area cleaning and sanitizing trash cans. Keith is joining us today to discuss their business. Keith, thank you for visiting with us.
Thank you for having us. Or me, anyway.
Yeah, hey. And to get things started here, tell us a little bit about how you got started in the trash can cleaning industry. I imagine there's a backstory here.
There is a little bit of a backstory. My buddy Mark Adamson and I, we've always looked for odd jobs here and there in the summer to do to kind of take our minds completely away from the teaching profession and just that's how we rejuvenated a little bit. And so this year, my son, who is up at UND attending or going into nursing, he and I were visiting. He's like, gosh, I want to come home this summer. Is there something I can do? And so we were kind of looking, and we decided it was the right opportunity to venture out. As him and I were driving around, we saw trash recycle, trash recycle, trash recycle, and we just kind of went, you know what? This might be the time for us to roll with it. We actually got my son Mason, and then Blake Berg and Kobe Angelis. They got on board and they said, hey, let's give it a shot. And so that's how the business kind of started. Prior to us starting it, though, I know back in 2018, there was a local gentleman that kind of paved the way. It was Dr. Sanitation. And so he had started it, and then unfortunately he got sick, and then COVID happened and everything like that. So yeah, that's kind of the story. We decided it was a good time. Not that our kids were bad or anything and we needed to get away from them. The students were phenomenal this year. It was just the last 3 COVID years have been really tough. And we just thought, you know what, let's take our mind to a different place.
And it sounds like you've got a whole crew that you're working with. What can you guys do for people?
You know what? One thing that to clarify what we do is we come out and we service the cans. And some people will say, well, I can wash my own can out. And you can. What we do is we come out and we have a special machine that will take the bin. It'll flip it upside down over a powerful head. It puts out about 4 gallons per minute, and the water temperature is about 180 to 200 degrees in there. So the sanitizing process happens there. We rinse it, we clean it. Then when we take it off of that head, put it back down, we have some disinfectant deodorizer that we actually go through hand inside, outside. We scrub, we scrape, we sanitize inside and outside, all the handles and everything like that. And so we're getting rid of a lot of the bacteria and germs that everyone has on their garbage cans. I know I do also. And so it's just a service to try to, take care of some of the mess and the germs that are there.
And like you said, you're kind of going beyond what the average homeowner can do with a garden hose and a sponge, really.
Yes, that is correct. I know when we're doing that, and I've washed my can out in my own driveway before, and whether you're using bleach or whatever else, that bleach and dirty water has to go somewhere. And so it tends up to go down the storm drains and stuff. And what we do is we actually rinse and we contain that water, and then we dispose of it properly. And so rather than one person washing their dirty water and chemicals down the drain, we take care of it, we house it, and then at the end of the day, we go and discard it appropriately.
And this is fairly obvious here. You've sort of touched on this, but why would someone need to have their trash can cleaned? This is something I have never thought of doing.
Well, if you've been out on some of the routes with us, you kind of see people over the winter, especially. It's not something that here in North Dakota we can do is in the middle of the winter, we go out and we wash our bins. And so there's things that accumulate over the winter where it's animal byproducts or something like that. Even like I think of my kids when they come back with a shake or something and they just kind of throw it in the trash can, and then that shake sticks on the side and everything like that, along with various juices or whatever else. And so that over time obviously causes the smell is the most apparent one, where your garbage can may stink, but along with that smell, there's obviously going to be other germs and viruses that just naturally happen. We have, sometimes the kids will go pick up the garbage cans after the trash recycling have gone by, and they're obviously then grabbing the trash can where there could be the viruses and bacteria and everything, and then they're pulling it up to the house, which is good for the kids to do. They need work like that, but unfortunately they're then transferring those types of things onto other things too.
And what are some of your rates, prices, and how far are you willing to go to do this?
Our rates, we do have different setups as far as it's a one-time cleaning, which what we end up doing for a one-time service is we charge $30 for the first bin and then $20 for each additional bin. So most people they do the trash and recycling. And so for them to get the trash and recycling serviced, it costs $50. Of course, then there's the taxes and the processing fee too, but it's $30. $50. We also have the 2 scheduled cleanings where they schedule twice. And so some people are doing at the beginning of the season, and then they're requesting one towards the end of the season. And our end of the season, because of our weather, is probably going to be around September 15th is what we have to kind of look at. And the 2 scheduled cleanings, we do $55 for 1 bin, and then 2 bins would be $95. And so they're saving a little bit of money. We also do the 3 scheduled cleanings, and then we've had quite a few people that have signed up for the bi-weekly scheduled cleanings, which we try to come out there. We're coming out every 2 weeks. We're following your garbage day and recycling days, and we come out and we service your bins. And those tend to be really well kept and very clean. Some of the people that are using those are going to be like the daycares. We have some daycares that are contacting us because there's so many diapers and different things that are coming through there. And so, I think we've been doing pretty good with that, trying to keep up with the 6 cleanings. So some people think too that if you schedule now, it has to be done this week, and we're totally open. If you email, contact, or just make note in the application or when you're signing up that, hey, I want it done August 18th because that's my next pickup day and we'll be home or whatever. Sure, we can do that. We put it into a calendar and then we'll come out and service your bins that day.
So all in all, it sounds like you've had a pretty positive response this summer all across the metro area then.
Yes, we have. And it's been really good. It's been very interesting. You don't get to see a lot of the city when you're a teacher. There's no reason to really be driving around everywhere. And so we've had a great time exploring and going, oh, hey, that's where that place is. Oh, did you see that? And so it's led to good conversations. One of the biggest things that I look at, the biggest benefit for me personally has been my son and I have been working together on this, and we've learned a lot about each other. He's 20 years old, and sometimes when you get into that age, you don't have those great conversations. But him and I, this summer, we've bonded, and that's one of the best things that's happened for our family. You had asked about how far we'll go out. We've had some neighbors. There was a group out of Kindred who isn't necessarily in our cleaning radius just because of the fuel prices and everything, but they asked if we could get multiple neighbors together. And so they went together as a kind of a little cul-de-sac, and they got multiple neighbors together, and they said, well, if we get 12 bins, can you guys come out? Sure. And so it's those types of things. We're willing to travel within reason, but we really do appreciate neighbors getting together and kind of making it less expensive on the fuel and everything too. So.
And I've got one last question for you. Yeah. What is the worst thing you've seen this summer? What sort of trash can horror stories can you share with us?
Well, there's been over the winter, we know that the animal products are collected and often disposed of in the trash. If you put them in the little baggies, which is proper to do, eventually those baggies tend to break down. And so then they're left with dog stuff at the bottom and it ends up building up. So we've had cans with multiple inches of dog stuff there. We've also had some where there's been, I'm going to throw out some rotten meat. And obviously with the heat and the temperatures, that rotten meat ends up thawing, and there's a pretty good smell on that. And yeah, it's very interesting what one can see, and it's a good science experiment. You should try it.
Should I? I don't know if I want to come out from behind the desk for that one.
No, it's been good. And one thing we don't do is we're not judging anyone on what's in there. We've all been there where things get behind, or you're like, oh, I want to clean it. And that's why we're there. Is we're there to offer a service where we're going to come out. We signed up for this. We're going to come and clean. We're not judging. Some people are like, oh, please don't look at my trash bin and this and that. It's okay. It's okay. We all get there at some point. We're going to come out and we're going to take care of your bin, service it, sanitize, deodorize, and then return it up to your house. That's one thing that we offer is that so people know we're done with their bins, is we will pull them up to the house. The people come home and they have this beautiful lavender smell once they open up the lid. And so, yeah.
And that was Keith Urlacher, co-owner of Bee Fresh Bins. For the full story, visit inforum.com/business. Keith, thanks again for joining us today.
I appreciate your time, Thomas. Thank you much.
That'll finish up this week's episode of the Inforum Business Beat podcast. Stay up to date on the latest business news at inforum.com/business.
Inforum is proud to be a part of The Trust Project. Learn more at thetrustproject.org.